Your Amazon storefront is all set up and ready to go, and now you're just waiting and waiting on the sales to roll in. So let's talk about what you can do to get your sales started. First of all, this is completely normal. Getting sales on day one is not something that we typically see on any kind of marketplace. So getting your listing set up on Amazon puts you in the first step in the right direction, but like everything else, it does take time for your listings to show up. Let's talk about some of the steps and things you can go through to get your sales rolling. Step number one is to set realistic expectations. One of the biggest mistakes that I see any kind of seller make is expecting sales to happen right as the listing goes live. Amazon, just like any other space in Etsy or Google or any of those sites, needs time to index your listing. It needs time to hit the servers and go through its refreshes to be able to show up in front of the right buyers. Buyers also need time to find your listing. You may not have someone searching right away for that candle if they're not looking for a candle right now. Sometimes it takes a minute, one, for it to like index everything and get it in front of the right people, and it takes time for those people to actually show up on Amazon, especially if you're like me and you list your listings at night after working your full-time job. Sometimes those listings may not index until the next morning, and then people have full-time jobs. They may not be looking at Amazon all day, every day. That may be something that they don't search for until the evening time. So it just needs time to get found. And your traffic builds with optimization, not magic. You need time to optimize your listings and see what the buyers are actually searching for so that you can actually optimize. This leads us to step number two, which is to audit your listing basics. It's been a while and your shop is still kind of silent. There's some things we can do to kind of work through the back end and see if something's missing. Ask yourself, is your title clear and concise that is focused on what your customer is looking for? Does your first image clearly show what your product is that you're selling? Do your bullet points actually answer questions that customers may have about your item, or list features that are relevant and make your item different from other items in that category? Does your description build trust with your customers and your buyers? Amazon shoppers tend to move very fast. So if your title doesn't catch their attention or your photo isn't clear, they're just gonna scroll on past and keep looking for the next thing. You wanna make sure that you have clarity over just stuffing your title with keywords. Look at how some of the other titles on Amazon are structured. Amazon themselves recommend putting your brand name first. So that's typically what I have been trying to do as I update my listings, saying Stormy Creatives meal planning dot stickers for personal planners or meal planners or journals, something that is gonna be something that your customers search for and something that is gonna catch their attention. That moves us into step three. Keywords matter more than you think. A lot of sellers think they can copy and paste their Etsy tags into the Amazon keyword box. This is usually where your listing starts to fall apart. Amazon platform is a search engine. It is not a discovery platform. This is not somewhere that people go in and just start searching for items to get as a gift. They know what they're getting and they're searching for something specific. This means that your keywords need to have words that buyers are actually typing in that search bar at the top. You have to start thinking like your buyers. The back-end search terms need to be filled out correctly. Like I said, you can't just drop your Etsy tags in there. A lot of times, I know I haven't been on Etsy in a while, but the last time I was listing on Etsy, they want you to list the same thing multiple times. I would put in meal planning stickers or meal planner stickers or meal prep sticker or something to that effect. You would repeat certain words multiple times, and you definitely don't want to do that on Amazon. One, you're wasting valuable real estate, and two, you don't need to list the same thing twice. And if I put the word sticker, I don't need to put the word stickers. It's still gonna use that and knows the plural of certain words. You want to make sure you have a very good balance of very specific keywords like meal planning and very broad keywords like personal planner. You want to make sure you can encompass all of those words into your keyword box. If Amazon doesn't understand who to show your products to, it just won't show it at all. So some key takeaways. Your Etsy keywords are not the same as your Amazon keywords. You want to make sure your backend is filled out and while has keywords in it, is also very customer and buyer focused. And you want to make sure that you have a very good mix of broad and specific keywords. Fourth thing you can look at, and step number 4, is pricing and prime psychology. Pricing is huge, and we all try to compete with everything in our category. But as a handmade seller, you know you can garner some higher prices just for the love of everything you put into your items. However, you do need to be competitive in your category, and this is where Prime can help you out. Customers expect Prime items to be a higher price point. 1, you're not paying for shipping, and 2, you're getting them fast. Prime buyers convert very differently than regular shoppers. They trust items faster when they're in the Amazon warehouse and they know how it's getting shipped, and they also means they buy faster. Even if you're using the merchant fulfilled seller options, you still want to make sure that your shipping speed and how you're shipping them is very clear in your products and your cart information. So just to recap, competitive pricing is something you want to lean into. The Prime badge garners more trust, and fulfilled by merchant can also work if everything is set up correctly in the back end of your shop. Step 5 and kind of item number 5 is that traffic is not automatic. Kind of a myth about Amazon is that once you list it, they'll just kind of send people your way, and that's definitely not true. Like I said, your item needs time to index, it needs time to show up in the listings, you need to have those keywords so that Amazon knows who to send your way. On top of that, sometimes you may need to do a little external push. You may need to post it on social media, you may need to push it on like an Instagram, send a newsletter and say, hey guys, I'm now on Amazon, and you can get your items faster. Sometimes that little external push will get people over to your store. You could also run some very small ads. Because Amazon is very different than Etsy, you can run your ads with a daily budget and a cost per click. You can make very competitive ads, and you can either spend a lot of money to show up in a higher rank, or you can spend a little money so that you show up a little higher in the search results, and that will get some people over to your page a little quicker. You definitely want to test and tweak your listing before you scale too large so that customers understand what they're buying and that you don't have any hiccups along the way as you scale. The 6th thing you can do is to stop guessing and start reviewing some of the data. Amazon has a lot of information in the back end, a lot more than what Etsy likes to share. You can get some ideas from your customer behavior and understand more about how your item is showing up in search results, especially if you're a brand and you have a trademark. There's a lot of brand analytics in the back end that you can use to help drive your products. There are things you can look at like sessions, conversions. If it's getting added to cart, you can look at the keywords that your customers are using. You definitely want to use your data before you make big emotional changes to your listings just because you think that you're not showing up. You're still sitting there thinking, I'm all set up and I'm not seeing any sales and I don't know what to do next, or I don't know what to fix first. That's exactly why I'm offering custom audits and action plans. I'm personally going to review your listings or your shop, whatever you want me to look at, give you a clear and prioritized way of looking at your listings and how you can take action to fix things and why those fixes are important to get you more sales. Seriously, getting set up is a huge win and definitely something you should celebrate. But now it's time to get your first sale or 10th sale and get your profits rolling. Just because you haven't gotten a sale doesn't mean that Amazon Handmade isn't working. It may be that you just need to do some refinement on your listings. And if one of those custom audit and action plans is something that you may be interested in, you can check the link down below in the description box and I'll have that there for you. And I hope you enjoyed today's video and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.